Welcome back, Stargamers. You've warped into Stargamer.space, the #1 gaming channel in the known universe. Today we're talking about EVERSPACE and the 5 big changes that have been released recently. I just thought that with the news of Scalebound, the Xbox community is pretty bummed. So am I. I wanted to play Scalebound, but there are other models other than first-party games and even third-party games. This EVERSPACE is a Kickstarter model. It's still in development. I've been playing it for months, figuring it out. There you see that's, I've taken out a Oka Corvette, and, it's a lot of fun when you finally figure out how to beat some of these big bad guys. And what you're looking at is the old ship that, the beta, the playable preview came with, and this was the only ship you could play previously. And I used to spend all my time, figuring out new weapons and stuff and, how to beat the game with that ship alone. Well,
#1.
We've got a new ship. It's the Colonial Interceptor. They've shortened the wings a bit. That looks a bit too much like the TIE Interceptor. But there you see it. It's a beautiful little ship with great weapons. The shields are smaller. It's a smaller ship. It's more like a fighter, right? Where the, if this is a TIE fighter, the original ship is an X-Wing, that kind of thing. So they gave us a TIE fighter, and it's actually pretty damn deadly. It matches my fighting style perfectly. And I'll show you what I mean here. You can kind of see what's going on. But it's really maneuverable. I'm flying backwards, actually, just so I can keep these guys in the range that I want them to be. I don't want them to get too close. And yeah, the smaller ship, you can get inside some of that tight wreckage to look for cargo, look for containers and stuff. It's a lot of fun. The cockpit look is a little more confined. I like this third person look.
#2.
And one of the best things about this new ship is the default weapons that come with it. With the other ship, I used to spend all my time in the game looking for minerals to build these 2 weapons that come default now. You get the shock rifle and you get the beam laser. So it's kind of like shotgun, shoddy snipers. This shock rifle is a sniper type weapon. You can stand off, you can keep the battle back and keep it under control. They're not launching missiles at you, they're not swarming, you're not flying like a madman. You're kind of keeping everything nice and tight and in front of you. And then when the stragglers get close up, boom, you can laze them with the beam laser, which is on gimbals, of course, so it's much easier to aim than some of those
#3.
And the cloak. Now sometimes it gets pretty hairy no matter what you do. You can see here, I'm losing this battle. I don't have shields. I've got tons of bad guys all around me. The shield that you get with this interceptor is pretty small, pretty weak. I definitely advise you to upgrade it. And you can see what's happening here. I'm losing. I'm out of shields now. And this doesn't look good. If I was in the other ship in the first game, first part of the game, I'd be toast. Right here, and you're gonna see, oh man, the motherships are in. This is it. This is where you die in the original in the game. But now, how do you get out of a jam? You just cloak. Boom, you cloak. You can warp out at your leisure. The game doesn't end. You figured out a new way to survive, and this comes default.
#4.
Now, one of the other changes that isn't quite positive is that the trade ships, and the service stations have been kind of nerfed. You can no longer trade in your materials for cash.
#5.
And of course the new scenery. There's new space stations. You can see those beautiful clouds in interstellar space out there, and these clouds are actually in the foreground. You can fly into the cloud and it gets all foggy and stuff and you can't see. It's very realistic, and I love the way it just meshes with all the new backgrounds. There you see me engaging the cloak again, and it just looks beautiful and seamless. And some of these backgrounds, you can see comets falling and everything, just so beautiful to just stop and look around. And I really appreciate that, really appreciate how so many maps in this game. You kind of never get bored. It's always interesting, it's always different, it's always new. And that's EVERSPACE. Pretty simple little game, Kickstarter game, funded by the gamers who love it. And go out and get this game. It's still in preview. And don't forget, my name's Spin Assassin. You can hit me up on Xbox Live. Let's do some blasting. This is a single-player game, of course, but just enjoy it. There's so many games to play. We can do some Elite Dangerous. And, you know, some YouTubers, they have enough followers, but I don't. So make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the channel. The metrics are few and far between for this kind of thing, and it's definitely nice when you can see that your channel is appreciated and followed. So please hit the subscribe button. I definitely need your support. So does Stargamer.space, and we'll continue to talk about all the great space games out there. So lock in coordinates to Stargamer.space. That's the website. And punch it, Chewie!